Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Word Jazz. Give yourselves a round of applause for coming out and not going to 18 sports events tonight, which are all happening right now. Let's listen to some music. Please welcome the Marcus Shelby Trio.
All right, Marcus.
Thinking about no giant game? 2-0 Giants.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
All right. Check 1, 2, 3. Thank y'all. All right. It's good to be out playing again. I first want to thank Litquake. Let's hear it for Litquake. Man. Forging ahead in the future. Hey, I've been following Litquake for many, many years, and just happy to be part of their programming, and surrounded by musicians I've been working with for many years. Dazam was the first cat I played with 25 years ago when I moved to San Francisco. That's right, Denise Perrier, the Fillmore Jazz Festival. And I was only, what, 20, I was only 3 years old or something like that. Yeah, you were 10, I know. And Matt, we've been playing together for 25 years as well. Let's hear it for Matt Clark on the piano. And, you know, we got our start in places like this place. This is a great place, local edition. Before the pandemic, used to kind of bounce in here every now and then and check the Phil Lawrence big band out. I think that was Mondays for a while. And so I know that Emily Day's group is here on Friday nights, and other bands, I believe. And so, and here we are. I guess none of y'all like the Warriors or the Giants or the Fleet Week, so we're happy to have you here. Let's see, that first piece was Benny Golson, great saxophone player, stablemates. You know, we're just playing a couple, and then we're gonna bring up our very special guests, featured artists, poets, and thespians and writers. We'll play one more. It's a piece that we used to always do at Club Deluxe and Bruno's, particularly Bruno's. Who used to hang out at Bruno's back in the day? Man, that was like the roaring 20s or something. But we used to play this piece by Herbie Hancock called Dolphin Dance, Dolphin Dance.
There we go. Once again, the Marcus Shelby Trio. You'll be hearing from them all night. Good evening and welcome to the Litquake Literary Festival. I bet some of you didn't even know you were watching a literary festival right now. I'm the co-founder. My name is Jack Bulware, and this is a show that we've been doing since 2016, where we have poets come out and read their work, and we have an incredible jazz group improvise behind them. It's not a new idea. We found this piece of vinyl from 1957, recorded right here in San Francisco in North Beach with Kenneth Rex Roth and Lawrence Ferlinghetti and a jazz band behind them. So they went and recorded a whole week's worth of shows in this crappy little basement called the Cellar. And they recorded this album, and it was like every hipster in the late 50s and early 60s had that record. So, well, you know, it's a little slow. Like, you know, this is a little more contemporary, what you're hearing now. But anyway, that's the genesis of this, and we did it first in 2016. We've done it pretty much every year since. And Devora and Jenny and Paul, our poets, have all done the show before, and they're going to amaze you. It's going to be so cool. We want to thank, first of all of you who bought tickets. Thank you for supporting the arts in San Francisco. You know, it's crazy. We haven't been able to do shows for 20 months. So thank you for that. We also want to thank the local edition, all the folks here who have been so helpful and supportive to make sure this show actually happens. And then we also want to thank the Yerba Buena Community Benefit District who sponsored this event. It's right here in the Yerba Buena neighborhood. The YBCBD. It's not cannabis. It's actually a community business district. We also have all of the poets and artists here tonight have their work for sale over here. You have to have Venmo to buy their stuff, but please, there are books of poetry and there are CDs. Buy their work. That's why they produce it. So thank you so much for that. All the information is right over there, and you can chase down one of the folks afterwards to sign it if you like. So I think that's all I have to say. I really appreciate all of you coming. And our festival runs through October 23rd at various venues in and around San Francisco. Litquake.org for all the details. So I'm going to introduce now to you your MC, who is also one of the poets. She is an award-winning poet and a writer and a teacher and a translator. She's done several books. She is like one of the icons of San Francisco poetry. She has been the SF Jazz Poet Laureate of the city. And she helped organize this event tonight, and she's going to MC it, and she's also going to read some stuff that will blow you away. So put your hands together for Jenny Lim.
I'm a little shorty here. Okay, thank you. What a delight to make it out for live music and live poetry. It's been a long time since we've been sheltered in place, and I see old friends, new friends, and thank you. You cannot find a hotter ticket than tonight. I mean, my friend Catherine was saying, come on, $20 for Marcus Shelby Trio? Yeah, you'd be freezing your ass off in the stay over at Oracle. Well, a couple of $100 out there. And you could record the show. You cannot record our show. I mean, they've got it recorded, but you won't get to see it. So, you know, this place is a precious gem. I mean, I never knew it existed. And I'm a San Francisco native. I walked back and forth. I missed the entrance, and I walked down here. It's just gorgeous, beautiful. A velvet lounge right in our midst. And Marcus Shelby, I mean, he made it out here. He gave up the Giants for this. I mean, this guy, I think he is a reincarnation. You know, he must have been a bass player. I mean, a baseball player rather than a bass player, right? In a former life, because his commentary, if you ever check out his Facebook, we were just remarking. I mean, he could be a sports writer, a sports announcer. Yeah, but you know, so he sacrificed that career just to play for you tonight. And Dejan Claiborne, I mean, this drummer is probably the hottest drummer in town. Got the hottest bass player, and met Matt, and my God, beautiful player. So thank you all for being part of this tonight. I want to thank Jack Bouloir and Litquake, for being the machinery behind this, the brains and the creativity behind this concept. Thank you so much. I'm going to bring up a real gem of San Francisco. I've known this woman for I won't say how long because, we're just getting older and better as we age, right? Like fine wine. But I've known her for several decades, met her when she was the director of California Poets in the Schools program. And then she went on to become San Francisco Poet Laureate, the third San Francisco Poet Laureate. Yeah, and Devorah, yeah, you all know who I'm talking about. And she performs with Daughters of Yam, and she's been performing all over the world in Latin America, Venezuela, Bosnia, Italy, all over. So her books are right over here. If you want to buy it, she has, let me see if I can read this small font here. Okay, Calafia's Daughter, published with Willow Press just last year, and Classic Black Voices of 10th Century African Americans in San Francisco. She performed the poetry and play in San Francisco at the San Francisco International Arts Festival, and she has it on CD. So this is a nationally known published poet and an amazing performer, Devorah Major.
Sorry, folks. That was our rehearsal. All right. I thought that it would be appropriate, since they play such thank you, incredible music, to start out with a little poem which is about the music. I love all kinds of music, but particularly various African diaspora music, but I'm from here. So this is called Afro-American Song. Listen to the notes. Sweet and hard, round and full, dark honey lava. Jazz melodies, bebop riffs, blues grit. Notes braided with roots growing deep inside your soul. Colored of ebony and mahogany. Sepia tones that will break free. Notes hearty and fierce. Singing survival. Singing endurance. Singing time. Singing jazz. All around the planet, humming with the stars, punctuating the rhythms, round and full, honey and lava, sweet and hard, dark and long, jazz jazz melodies, bebop riffs, blues grit, rockin', swingin', flyin', rockin', swingin', flyin'.
Didn't I tell you she's something else? Well, we got somebody who is going to rip this place apart. I'm sure he does it every time. I've known this guy since he was still green behind the ears when he was a college kid. He was a real hottie then, and he's a real hottie now. Still, you'll see what I mean. But he rocks the place. When I was at the SF Jazz Festival, we did a word jazz thing there, and I invited him to read, and he had everybody doing salsa, and the whole place was rocking. And not only that, but he's got a social consciousness, his play. We got Ire. I don't know if any of you saw it. Featured the music of Yosvani Terry. He's got the Afro-Cuban thing happening, the Mexican-American thing happening. He's got CDs here. He's the whole package, playwright, poet, performer. Paul, yeah, I'm not going to read all the credits because it's really small. Okay, Paul Flores.
I don't think you know this one. This is on my CD, though. Wait, you do know it's an opening one. I am a poet. God.
It might sound a little different.
I know. But it's perfect because it's just bass and drums and piano. What's up, everybody? Beautiful people. Beautiful space. They're making me a Manhattan right now, so maybe in the middle of the song I'll go get it. Look at all these typewriters hanging out waiting for me to write on them. Or maybe Jack, take one of those to the hotel room. Yeah. Look at all of them. Look at that. That's beautiful. It's like the journalist spot, writing subversive poems, right? Welcome back to Litquake. I'm Paul Flores. I've done Litquake so many times and I love it. Jenny Lim. I never forget the first time I saw Jenny Lim at New College, and she killed it. And I was like 22, 23, and I was in love. I was like, wow, you can do that with poems. And she just killed it. And I was like, following her ever since. I was a young man. So to get to perform with her so many times as I have over the years has always been a pleasure. She really represents our city. So I'm happy to be performing with her. Devorah Major. Definitely influenced by Devorah. She came to read for us when I was a college student at San Francisco State back in '96. And she came and just blew up the place and the Poetry Center. So to be back with these wonderful poets is really my honor. The people I'm playing with, this gentleman, Marcus, is one of my really, really, really good friends. We've been playing together for over 20 years also. So, sell space. Even. So, we could go way back, how far you want to go. Maybe some of you don't even know what I'm talking about. That's okay. I'm older than I look. Yes, digging in the crates. So I got a CD out called We Have Ide. This piece I'm going to do off it, it's called, the top of it is called Christian's Departure. It's about getting ready to go to Cuba. So I live in the moment, risking balance and family. Like Jose Marti, I might pursue extremes. Traveling to Cuba could cost me a $50,000 fine from the United States Treasury. That's absurd, anachronistic, Cold War bullshit. But I'm Cuban American and I want to know what that means. My grandmother was originally from Santiago de Cuba. She left to California a long time ago. It's her voice I hear. It's her love that calls me, her joy that motivates me to return to visit her family in Santiago before I go to the Poetry Festival in Havana. Gotta continue to build that family relationship. When I arrive, they'll offer me everything, even if they have to borrow for it. Hope my presence is a benefit and not another burden to balance, because I know they're gonna give me everything they have. Still, when I'm in Cuba, I'm the gringo, blanquito, Juma, gringo, blanquito, Juma, gringo, blanquito, Juma, gringo, blanquito, Juma, gringo, blanquito, Tourist trekking through Havana's ancient crumbling buildings, imagining my home a series of inventos, like a 1955 Ford Fairlane with a Mitsubishi engine. My classic car, his taxi. I'm gonna need more than just directions. You never know what it took for someone to get here. Ire is a blessing. Its root is Africano. First, you must ask permission to practice these steps, because if you get too cocky, olvídalo. You could lose balance and fall like Icarus into Osorbo, when all you really want is to escape. Cuba can be so hypnotizing from the outside. Why Cuba? Because I believe in what you can't see. I speak what was, what is, and what will be. Citizenship or spirituality. Why Cuba? Because somebody, something keeps calling me there. And my flight is about to leave.
Turn on the light. How many of you have heard the music of Rahsaan Roland Kirk? All right. Praise the Lord, Rahsaan is in the house. Turn on the light. It's not what you play that you must remember. It's what you don't play that you must never forget. It's not what you see that is shown. It is what you don't see that is known. A sudden flash of the polyphonic, polyrhythmic clickety-clacking of life. One breath in, one breath out. One note in, one note out. All notes are inflated tears. All notes are inflated tears until dressed in light, until fleshed in sound. Sound, sound. Sound! There are all kinds of sounds. There are sleeping sounds, weeping sounds, creeping sounds, kissing sounds, making love, love, love sounds. Ah! There's sounds of gunshots, sounds of bombs exploding. Boom, boom, boom. Sideshow sounds, street sounds, motorcycle revving up sounds. And there are protest sounds, and there are freedom sounds. And there is the sound of silence. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack, clackety-click, clickety-clack, like a mouse biting on cheese in Harlem. Clickety-click, clickety-clack, clickety-click, like a rat nibbling on rice in Chinatown. This black samurai Rasan, this black hornsman Rasan with clarinets, saxophones, flutes, whistles, and bells dangling from his neck like flaming tongues. Clickety-clack, in a three-sided dream, in a three-sided dream, in a three-sided Eulipian blues riff, when all sounds are created equal, where all sounds are equidistant to light, and light was sound, and sound was light, and ugly sounds were beautiful, and beautiful sounds were light. Light, and light was energy, and energy was vibration, 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 and vibration was sound, and sound was light, and light was life, was life. You see, it wasn't so much what he heard that he played. You see, it wasn't so much what he didn't see that he saw. You know, he saw bright moments, bright moments, bright moments, bright moments, bright moments, bright moments, talking about those bright moments, being those bright moments, living those bright moments. He was bright moment, bright moment, bright moments, bright moments.
Hi, nobody introduced, well, Jack did somewhat Jenny, but I just have to say, Jenny is obviously an incredible performer. She has sung and does sing, and been an actress and put together plays as well as her books of poetry and things, and just a real gift to San Francisco. Yes. And Paul and I, yeah, it's so nice. It's like Old Home Week. Oh, wow, this is so cool. I grew up in San Francisco, and I had my children, and actually a couple grandchildren born in San Francisco. And this is from a piece I'm working on called A Mother's Howl. And the first part, well, it's a long piece, I'm only doing a piece of a piece, is the actual birth of a child, and you kind of howl when you have a child. And then if you can imagine after that, you have a child, a big baby that you're holding in your arms and you're singing to. And like that, they're young adults and they're out on the streets on a Friday night like tonight. So this is A Mother's Howl. And I'm starting with a little piece from Oscar Brown Jr., a song he wrote. Brown baby, when you grow up, I want you to drink from the fullest cup. I want you to stand up straight and proud. I want you to sing out clear and loud. Oh, my little brown baby. Who's home? Who's out? Who's safe? My son is out at the midnight hour. It reminds me of when me and my posse used to house party, dance until the floor swayed, all of us leaning, stepping on the same beat. Our pulse and sweat intertwined until the song ended and we erupted in laughter because we had all held it down. Every note, bump, grind, and turn. One people inside the beat. That was then. And this is now. When your son is out and you hear gunshots up the block, around the corner, across the street, and you trembling reach for the phone, pray that he will answer. And he may. If he feels the vibration in the sag of his jeans, as he pulls some honey a little bit closer. And he may. If the ring cuts through the DJ's flow and bartenders clink. Or he won't. And you wait. And maybe pray. And watch but don't see the television as it flashes. Much later, wee morning hour relief that it wasn't your son that fell this night. And the grief that follows, because it was hers. The night sound dirges of sirens and gunshots, screeching tires and assaulting voices becomes bricks around your heart. An ever-tightening noose around your neck. As the bridge of faith rocks and creaks beneath your feet, hampered by age and poor construction. What if it was you? Heart torn and bleeding by the call, the knock at the door. The voice breaking through your dreams, Mama, I love you. Just as he explodes into night's domain, into death's domain. You who carries the grief of the mother who lost one and then another child. You waking up, cold sweat night after night when gunfire explodes blast around your home. You be with the coroner and see your child cold but not yet stiff, lying on a metal table, your tears bathing his face. And at that moment, it doesn't matter if it was a cop obeying supremacist training or a neighbor consumed by confusion and hate and rage. All that matters is the flutter who quickens in your womb, the baby who suckled your breast, the child who climbed into your lap to pull your ears and give you sloppy kisses. The youth who brought wild street flowers for love. The young man who hugged you every day as if it was his last. I love you, Mama. Was dead. And then consider if you would hear anything or only wail, a howl that echoes the howl of mothers around the world who have felt that acid sear their hearts. A mother's howl. A mother's howl. A mother's howl. A mother's howl.
Give it up for Devorah Major. That was a beautiful poem. You should read Brown Glass Windows, her book, to learn more about the Fillmore district, where she's from. And I read that book. I was just blown away. I loved that book. You know, underlining stuff and whatnot. And really glad she wrote that. I don't know if it's available anymore. Is it, Devorah? Yeah, Brown Glass Windows. You want to check that out for sure. Levántate a trabajar, José. La caña hay que cortar, tú ves. Que preparamos a comer. Arroz con frijoles, un bulla café. Arroz con pollo, pa' fin de año. Yuca con mojo, cerveza. Para todo el vecindario. Come to my house for dinner, compa. Estamos cocinando arroz con pollo, tostones, frijoles negros. We'll have antojitos on red mantos, mojitos to brighten your mente with mint. Tune your ear to clave, clap on your lap, lightly and on time, like ajo and lime on everything. We will greet you with the scent of warm olive oil and garlic, roasted red and green pepper, sauteed with cumin, onion, and oregano. The aroma will pimp your appetite, make you want to pasear, chat at the lip of a ventana, feel the coquettish breeze, admire palm leaves that wave like sábanas in the wind. Ahora sí, hacer. Te invito a mi casa. Plantains mashed by hand, rub like fingers over a cajon. We use paper, not a tostonera, because we like tostones thin. Black beans soaking overnight, softening to your taste, so sweet with red wine, vinegar, and rum that they even simmered in the muanga of Orquesta Aragon. Come to my house for dinner, mi herma. Seguro que we won't disappoint you. Tonight, my señorita's cooking arroz con pollo, estilo cubano. So delicious, so perfect. exquisite because she is the one who makes this dish golden. Rice, moist but not wet. Con guisantes and Spanish chorizo, roasting, frying, baking, ese chicken rubbed with paprika para que te pica. Spice in the bite, sharp and crisp como café. Como café después de una siesta. Awake in the taste and textures. Open your palate like windows open on humid green mountainsides. Come, share the table with us. Savor the cuisine. Hay ambiente. Must be a celebration. I wrote this poem to be like an invitation. So, bring your brothers. Bring your mothers. You could bring your lovers. Because this is a meal you will want to remember. Allá. Punto.
Marcus Shelby Trio, Dejan Claiborne, Marcus Shelby, and Matt Clark. Yeah, and Paul Flores. Paul Flores. Ruben Blades don't have anything over you, I tell you. You got the whole thing going. It was beautiful. I just want to let you know that we were supposed to have been 4 poets tonight. Unfortunately, Brontes Purnell wasn't able to join us tonight. There was some COVID in his household, and he wanted to make sure we were all safe, so he said he would stay home. So let's send him our warmest wishes and hope that he's cool and that his housemates are gonna come out fine. Yeah. So we all have to take care during this time. Bésame mucho. How many of you like Carmen McRae? I'm a big Carmen McRae fan. I mean, her phrasing, everything was just so beautiful. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta la noche, la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo perderte, perderte después. In your journey through this dream called life, when memories lay bare all the illusions of love, and the euphoria of youth has lost all its glow, and you are going it alone, you'll go better with the tender, loving sound of Carmen. Carmen's intimate grasp of the heart exudes a stream of warm caramel poured into every note, every phrase. A master storyteller, she will tell the story of your life, uncover the black book of your trysts without having ever met you. While poets and politicians soliloquize, and they vacillate between self-love and self-hate, the best of the poets are singers. The best of the storytellers are the singers who can melt the most disbeliever, sinner's, killer's heart. Why? Because Carmen cuts to the chase of it. She cuts to the meat of it, with her notes sculpted with the mastery of a Rodin. Yeah, Carmen will absolutely make you fall in love again once you tasted a little bit of her Bésame mucho. You fall down that chute again. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo, que tengo miedo, que tengo miedo después. Bésame, bésame mucho. Carmen McRae, thank you. We're gonna take a short break. We'll be back.
Check, check. There we go. Hey, let's hear it one more time for Jenny Lim. That's my homegirl. There she go. All right, Devora Major. Oh, man. And of course, Paul Flores. Paul Flores. Paul wrote a great piece, I don't know, it was about 20 years ago, Fear of a Brown Planet. Remember that, Paul? We toured that piece all throughout the United States. That was a great piece. Miami, Denver, Texas. I was doing the Bush years. Man. Anyway, also on piano, Matt Clark. And on drums, Dezon Claiborne. They didn't abandon me. They looking at the Warriors game. All right, we're gonna take a short one. We'll be back with some more and finish out our set. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Litquake.
Aren't they incredible? I feel like I've been in a desert for like the last 20 months, and then I got to this oasis, and it's full of all this sweet water and dates and stuff. And oasis? All right. So, I'm obviously very much about many things, but I'm very invested in this universe that we live in and inhabit, and I think sometimes we forget that we are this place. We are this place. The clay and salt of it, the river and sand of it, fingers rise from desert dunes, faces emerge from cresting waves. Bodies unfold like tropical blossoms, flush with the odors of honey and decay. We are the forest we fell, the mountains we devour, the lands we poison. Our bodies are the seeds and ash of this place. We are not merely the caretakers of this place. We are this place. This place of gold and silt. And what will we do with this gift and debt? Where in prayer is the space for truth? When amidst these interminable wars is the table of compassion set? Even in our worm selves as we turn and spit, fertilizing the future with our waste, we are so much more than we imagine. We are spirit resilient. Rock unforgiving. Wind eternal. Let's move now from the storms of hate and fear and cleanse this place that is us. Sacrifice nothing but our arrogance and the need to destroy and subvert the glories of the universe that are us. we are more than we have imagined, more than we have invented and discovered inside our pulsing dreams. Sing with me of a better day when we learn this planet as ourselves. We are this place, shaping its tomorrows. And we need to dream it well.
It's an honor to follow Devora Major. It really is. I'm lucky to be a San Franciscan. I'm lucky to inherit the legacy of our poets here. This is straight San Francisco stuff you're hearing tonight. These are San Francisco poets. This is a San Francisco legacy to hear jazz and poetry at a place like the Local Edition. We have to really, really absorb and appreciate what this city has given us. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for coming out. It's beautiful to see you. Let's go. All right. Shout out to Litquake. Shout out to Jenny Lim and Devora Major, and to our great literary legacy here in San Francisco. This is a poem called We Still Be. Please pick up my CD if you like what I'm doing. Jazz and music called We Have Ide. Venmo, Paul S. Flores, you can peep it. Get it tonight, yo. You don't have to get it on, get the real thing, not the digital. Get the real thing. My empire of fog-crowned hills, through webs of electric muni lines, that tang of Phil's roasted coffee grinds. Scorched breath of San Francisco poets emits passion of Juana Alicia, Roberto Vargas, Juan Felipe Herrera. Legacy of Ginsberg, Kaufman, Diane DePrima. Devotion to its exotics, its rituals, its unions, and gangster politics. where a dancer can steal your heart and hold it for ransom. At a gallery called Crucible Steel, this muse, more than just an obsession, more like a blood oath to embrace Carnaval, where even the most straight-laced will cross-dress for the sake of adventure. This is San Francisco's heartbeat. This is San Francisco's heartbeat. My homie's house burned down. My homie's house burned down. And we read poetry in the ashes. We raised his spirits with bottles of tequila and coronas, salted tears to quench harsh throats. We told jokes and Marcus played hard bebop. My homie wailed for his dog, lost in the smoke of a broken pilot light-induced inferno. The poetry heals and the bebop revives. The poetry heals and the bebop revives. We never go softly into that dark night. This is San Francisco's heartbeat. This is San Francisco's heartbeat. They say blacks and Mexicans don't belong anymore. Can't afford to raise a family in a decent sized home anymore. But Muni drivers are black. And Latino teachers got white kids speaking Spanish until Chicano becomes a four-letter word. If you peel the flyers back from the telephone poles, you'll find broadsides. You'll find broadsides protesting gentrification of the Guayabera. 1921, 21 19-year-olds. My broadsides were bilingual when it was illegal. You don't know how to stop this flow? A poetry evangelist with contraband Mexican cigarettes by the pound. Yo soy delicado. Yo soy delicado. We liberated public space con queso. Y el tambor y el chequere con bass and drum. With Jimmy Biala and Howard Wiley. With Marcus Shelby. With Ro Dessa Jones. Ro Dessa Jones. With bourbon and rum and smoking drum. With bourbon and rum and smoking drum. We took Manny Crudo to the Touche and we made Relámpago Negro. That's Black Lightning, Relámpago Negro, Enrique Quique Padilla. This is San Francisco's heartbeat. This is San Francisco's heartbeat. Everybody always want to know. Everybody always ask me, what's so good about San Francisco? It's the poets, it's the poets, it's the poets, it's the poets, it's the crazy drunk ass poets from the Mission, from the Fillmore, from Hunters Point, from North Beach. I wasn't born here, but I ain't no tourist. I wasn't born here, but I ain't no tourist, and I know my way around. Broke so many hearts, but keep coming back for more. We speak easy at Bruno's in the corner of the bar. Her style is Latin swing with strapless dress. She brown skin, so beautiful. Want her to wear my ring? Representing swagger with mestizo babies in a sling. We jazz fest in North Beach with tapas on the grass. We festival in Stern Grove. We carnival, we Baker Beach. Our baby's growing so fast. And we like to show them off on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, LinkedIn, whatever. San Francisco got it all. San Francisco is our heart. Many come to claim her throne, and then many move to Oakland. Home is where I'm loved the most. So rise, so rise, so rise, San Francisco. Like trolley train over Pacific Heights, we look to you for inspiration when life is about struggle. You make it possible to desire something different. You make it possible to believe, because we still believe. Because we still believe. Because we still believe. We still believe. We still believe. We still believe because we still be. 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 We still be the heartbeats of San Francisco.
Marcus Shelby Trio, Paul Flores. Paul Flores. I love, love, love Deborah and Paul. I can't think of better poet partners to do a word jazz event with. I mean, it's just been phenomenal. And we do it for the love of you all. I mean, that's why we're up here, because we love doing what we're doing, but we don't do it unless you're there to receive it. So thank you all for coming out for us. And, you know, when you hear beautiful music like this, music that is so healing, and especially in these tough times, we're all going through the pandemic together, and what gets us through it is our love and caring for one another, and that's what we're trying to build our community through our words and our music. So thank you all for being here. Monk, thank you. We really do it because we love you. Thank you. A note can be as small as a pin, or as big and wide as the whole world. You know, training the mind in the great way requires a good ear. Now, just because you ain't a drummer, don't mean you don't have to keep time. You don't have to wait for Dejan to keep time for you, do you? Because there's never any time to spare. It must always be night. You know why? Because we wouldn't need lights. But you gotta see the brightness. See the brightness when there is no light. And when you're swinging, you gotta swing some more. You gotta let everything go. Because the fruit is beyond. The fruit is beyond all hope and doubt. You gotta play the melody. Come on, Matt, play the melody. Never any words to express the melody. It's like a dewdrop on a blade of grass. Like a dewdrop on a blade of grass. Like a dewdrop on a blade of grass. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Thank you. It was a beautiful, beautiful show. We love spending our time with you. Want to thank Marcus Shelby and this wonderful trio, Matt Clark, Dejan Claiborne, Paul Flores, Deborah Major, and me, Jenny Lim. Thank you, Litquake. Thank you, Local Edition. Have a great night. There's a second show, I understand, after this. So be cool, stay safe, and come back.